Hey everyone, it's me, C. Welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be continuing the character showcases with one of the apostles, the very first apostle I am featuring on the channel, Basileus. I don't know if that's how exactly you pronounce his name right, so for the sake of me not sounding like a fucking fool, I'm going to be calling him Basil in this video. So, before we get started, as always, if you like what I do and want to see more, feel free to subscribe. It always means a lot to me and it helps out the channel. So, hey, if you like what I do and want to see more, feel free to subscribe. We are very close to hitting 300. So if you want to help us with that goal, you know what to do. And a little something special. I might be doing a Q&A for the 300 subscriber special whenever that happens. So if you are interested in seeing that, please do let me know in the comments and stuff like that. And, you know, I will make an announcement when that time comes, so don't worry about that. Also, check out my Twitter page and my Discord server. So if you want help or anything with like Dragalia Lost or anything like that, come to my Discord server. We're glad to help you. Anyways, without further ado, let's talk about Basileus, or Basil. So let's scroll down to find him. He's right here. So, Basileus, Basil, is a apostle. So, with all the apostles, they have the sigil mechanic. If you don't know what the sigil mechanic is, it's basically a handicap put on the character for 300 seconds, basically limiting them for a certain amount of time. But as you progress in a fight, then they'll get better once their sigil has been released and unlocked. Stuff like that. So they are a lot better for longer fights. So stuff like Agito, these guys are not going to be able to shine very well. So let's talk about Basileus' skills. With his first skill, Ventus Impalement. Yeah, that sounds violent as fuck. During close quarters combat, deals damage to surrounding enemies and reduces their strength and grants the user a defense amp. During ranged combat, deals damage to the target and nearby enemies and inflicts Storm Lash. So, we're going to talk about his close quarters ranged combat thing in a little bit, because this is a big part of how he plays in like the first 300 seconds of, say, a boss fight. But we'll get back to it. So once his sigil is released, his skill 1 deals damage to surrounding enemies, reduces their strength, and inflicts Storm Lash. It grants the user a defense amp. So that's pretty good. He can inflict Storm Lash, he can reduce strength, he can do a lot of things. He's very viable. And that AoE off his skill is pretty damn big. So if you're having trouble with Yaldabaoth, Master Yaldabaoth, and you need somebody on wind with a big AoE, Basileus is going to do that for you. So, he is a good option for Master Yaldo. Let's talk about his second skill, Spiritus Sanction. I assume that's how you pronounce it. It's Latin. It's Latin. I'm not the best with Latin, but I can pronounce Japanese words super easily. I'm not a weeb. For context, I'm not a weeb. So, during close quarters combat, deals damage to enemies directly ahead, dispels one buff from each target, and creates a debuff zone around the user that reduces the defense of enemies inside it. During ranged combat, it deals damage to enemies in a line and inflicts Storm Lash. During sigil release, deals damage to enemies directly ahead, dispels one buff from each target, reduces their defense, and inflicts Storm Lash. So again, this guy has a lot of utility under his belt. On top of reducing strength, he can also reduce defense. He can also dispel, and he is a fucking storm lashing machine, which is great for Iblis because Iblis is all about that affliction game. So again, if you are having trouble with Iblis, this guy is really good for that. So now let's get into his abilities and talk about his range versus his combat thing that's going on. So his skill abilities aren't really anything special to talk about. It's pretty standard. But this is where things get interesting. So since he is an apostle character, he does have an ability directly tied to the angel he made a pact with, which in this case is Michael. So, at the start of quest, inflicts the Lock Sigil debuff on the user for 300 seconds. It grants them a unique force strike that deals damage to multiple targets and enemies near those targets and has 3 charge levels, so you can basically hold it down for 3 times. The number of enemies this force strike targets increase based on how many levels it's charged. So basically, say like if you charge it 1 time, it'll target like a very small amount, and so on and so forth, stuff like that. Also creates a combat zone around the user and grants the user 2 combat styles, close quarters or ranged. So depending on how close you are to an enemy, this will basically determine what combat style you're in. So if you want certain effects off of Basileus' skill while his sigil is locked, we'll get to that. You'll want to be aware of that. So also keep in mind that this close quarters combat, range combat style, this is only available in sigil locked. So once his sigil is locked or released, all that stuff, that goes away. That goes away, but the payoff is so fucking good, and you will see. We will see in gameplay, don't worry. If there are enemies within this combat zone, the user will engage in close quarter combat, otherwise they will default to ranged combat. The user's standard attack patterns and the effects affected by their first and second skills will change based on the combat style. Lock Sigil remaining time will be reduced by 15 seconds for every 15 hit combo. After activating, this effect will not activate again for 8 seconds. This isn't really a problem to do because Basileus can rack up combo like nobody's fucking business. When the Lock Sigil effect wears off, the user will be granted the Sigil Release effect instead. Sigil Release removes the combat zones and the combat styles, and it grants them a unique force strike with 1 charge level, so you don't have to hold it down 3 times to get the full effect. This force strike has the same effects as the user's force strike at level 3 during Lock Sigil. Also, during the Sigil Release, the user's standard attack patterns will change, and the user's first and second skills will activate different effects. So, basically, it's more of a strategizing game at first, and then you can just go ham once that sigil is unlocked. It's a unique gameplay style, but people might be like, okay, this is kind of weird. But trust me, this guy is really good. Don't let all those words I just dumped on you fool you like that. So this is his last ability I do want to make mention of. 15 hits equals over damage. For every 15 hit combo, grants over damage based on 30% of the user's strength. This effect will not stack and is removed when the combo counter resets. So, Basileus is the first non-staff character in the entire game that can basically give you over damage, not counting shared skills. Not counting shared skills for this. But initially, in their kit, he is the first one that can do this that isn't a staff. And he is the first one who can do this. I don't know if he's the first one he could do this through an ability, but I know he's the first non-staff. So, this man has innate over damage! So, he's gotta be hitting hard. So, yeah, this man has a lot of stuff in his kit. And again, if I did go a little too fast for you, you can always pause and read it yourself to better understand it. So now let's talk about his kit that I have. So basically, you know how it is. Always an Agito wand. Agito 8-mob wand. Dragon. You can use one of 3 options. I am using Reborn Zephyr because I think that is the best option I have right now. But if you do not have Reborn Zephyr or Gala Reborn, not Gala Reborn, Gala Volk, then Midgardsormr 0 is going to be a great option because he has Flurry skill. And Basileus can rack up combo pretty damn fast. So if you don't have Reborn Zephyr, Midgardsormr 0 is going to be a great option for you. So let's go back to that. And now let's talk about Prince. Obviously, if I can click on it, please. 1 skill damage because he is in fact a wand. No questions asked. Stormlash Punisher because he will be inflicting Stormlash, so, you know, you want to take advantage of that. Flurry Strength because he will be dishing out the combos pretty damn quickly. You'll see how fast that fucking combo goes up. Trust me, it's insane. And then Flurry Devastation to also work in with that combo. And Poison Punisher because we are doing Iblis. So we do want to take effect of those 2 afflictions that will be coming out of the team. So now let's go over the backline. So I have Mona, Grimnir, and Harl here. Or Morgana. I'm going to try and use the Persona 5 names because I have some people that are really upset with the Dragalia community. I know a few people that prefer the official names from Persona 5 instead of the names in this game. So we'll talk. I'll try my best. I'll try my best to condition my brain to say the Persona 5 names. Because I feel that's just more accurate, personally. Because nobody fucking calls on Panther. Nobody does. So, you know, we're gonna try and do that. So Morgana has wind boost, which is like, come on, you want that on like all your wind DPS backlines, so you want that. If you don't, then I'd say probably a Dagger with crit rate is another good option. I have Grimnir here because he has wind combo time. Menee also has this, so if you have Menee instead, you could put this on. But Grimnir is here just for this. Because, yeah, Basileus will be racking up that combo. We want to take advantage of that. And Harl is here because he is a blade and has that strength 10%, which we do want. So this is a fairly simple setup. Not really anything too complicated where you need limited characters. The only limited character on here is Morgana. Harl, kind of to a degree, because he is locked to an event. So, technically also Harl. But Harl can be replaced by any blade. He's not special. I just chose to use him because why the fuck not? Anyways, that is the entire kit I have for Basileus. If I was going a little too fast on that explanation, of course, just remember I always put the kits into the description below, so you can always check those out if you want to copy me. And just to be clear, my kits are not 100%. This is just how I play and stuff. So you can mix and match and try different things out. So, without further ado, we're going to be doing Expert Iblis now. So I'll see you guys all in a second. I am genuinely surprised we found a healer so fast.
Silent, do as I command. Reflect upon this.
Yeah, Basileus has no problem racking up combos, so his sigil is not going to be a hard one to unlock.
Know your worth. Tremble before my power. You will make the difference between us.
Of course, I ran right into that, because of course I did. I'm actually dumb. Cool.
Struggle is fruitless. Now give
Okay, cool. Got all those taken care of.
reflect upon this. No future awaits the world.
Inflict poison, help
You
out.
are arrogant indeed, friend.
I don't have my S2 ready, so I can't spell.
Know your worth.
Spiritus Ascension.
No future
There we go.
Truly, you are fools to stand before me, sir. Laughable. Now suffer even more.
Time to get a little close.
Odious.
Because I want to get that overdrive counter. Okay.
Can you fools find the real me?
Bat dead. I generally have no idea where to find the bat in co-op, so I am absolutely terrible at that, so don't expect me to be playing guessing games for that. And I think, yes, the sigil should be going very, very soon. Yes, the sigil is now gone. So, who's ready to see a cracked up man? Yeah, that AoE is why I was saying, Basileus is really, really good for Master Jaldabaoth. Because it will literally wipe out most of the screen. I think it's about the same range as our good pal Mascula's, but I've yet to know that for sure. Now we're gonna go into break. Time to pop a dragon. Just demolish the clock. Nice, nice, nice.
Laughable. Now suffer even more.
Spread out. Thankfully, we're almost done with the fight, so we don't have to worry about this stuff for much longer. Yep. That was actually one of the fastest fucking runs. That was actually one of the fastest runs I've ever done on Expert Iblis. Genuinely surprised. Oh my god. Well. Yeah, that makes me happy. Yeah, that was a new record. That was a new record. Yeah, sure, I'll accept the weekly bonus, because why not? Yeah, it was amazing. Also, thank you guys for helping me. I had your friend request this person, because I know the fuck. I forgot. I want my friend list limit. Ah! Maybe some other time. But, thank you guys for helping me. So now, it is time for, say, final thoughts. And I'm going to change... I'm gonna shut off the voices. So we could do, like, this for the outro. So, what do I think of Basileus? He's cracked. This dude is fucking cracked. When you unlock his sigil, he becomes one of the best win DPS units in the entire game. I am not joking. He is that good. So if you manage to pull him, yeah, you're fucking set. You're pretty much set. This dude is insane. He is so good. I love playing this man. And I usually don't play wands very much because they're either kind of clunky or stuff like that. This man actually makes wands kind of fun for me. And oh my god, does it feel good. It feels amazing. So, enough of me like fangirling over how amazing Basileus is, gameplay wise. So, I am kind of thinking now that I did Basileus, one of the apostles. I was wondering if you guys would be more so inclined to see the rest of the apostles. I do plan to cover Regina, probably next week, because I want to wait until Surtur comes out, so we can actually see her in Dominion content. So that is something that will be happening. Regina will be happening. Also, Sandalphon will be happening. So those two are taken care of. I just want to know if you guys want to see me do Ferris, Rizarda, Pinon, and Nevin. I want to know if you guys want to see me do the rest of them, the rest of the normal apostles. So, please let me know in the comments if you do want to see that. Anyways, with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you all next time.